Hey there folks, and welcome to this video. And what I want to talk about for this quick video is something that I discussed in my Acropolis Rally review, and it's to do with like the future for French rallying, because of course we still have Lubell and Ogier, and they're most likely going to be around next season as well in some part-time capacity. But France really wants to have its like kind of future of rallying sorted, and they're in a predicament that they were at around the time that the dawn of the Sebs was coming in, actually. Because if you think about what rallying was looking like around then, France only had one World Rally champion, and that was Didier Auriol. Auriol was coming towards the tail end of his career. However, you did still have some of his kind of generation around. So you had, for example, Delacour was still competing, of course, a rally winner in his own right. But they needed to look at up-and-coming talents. The FFSA starts its junior program. Lowe was produced from that, but at the same time, contemporaries include people like, well, for example, Cedric Robert. But Loeb and then later Ogier are the two most famous graduates from that little FFSA scheme. And now, this next generation of FFSA youths are coming up. And we've ended up kind of skipping a generation away, because your Benatos, Lefebvres, and Chardonnays, they are now at a point where they are settled into whichever part of the career they are. So for the likes of Lefebvre and Benato, they're with PSA, and they are in Rally 2 programs. However, you have two people currently in the M Sport fold for Rally 1 programs, that is Pierre-Louis Lubell and Adrien Fourmeau, though of course Lubell does have more experience at top flight. And you could also potentially throw in the likes of Johan Rossel, who you might not think about it. They're all about the same age. They're born 95 to 97. I think the youngest one is Lubell, though it could actually be Fourmeau. I think that you got 95s and 97s for those guys, which means they're still quite young. Like, at this point they're 25, so they are older than Colour Off Opera, obviously, but rally drivers tend to get into the top flight and establish themselves in the top flight later in their careers. I mean, Colin McRae still, well, until probably a few weeks from now, holds the record for youngest world champion, and that's at, what, 27 years old. So Carlo getting into this season will be when he's, what, 21, 22? And that means, yeah, that is quite a change, isn't it? But what do I think about these guys? I think that they all have pace. I think they could all prove themselves in the WRC. But right now, the person who's been the most in form has actually been Lubell. Lubell's running a part-time campaign this season, a bit like what he was doing the last couple of seasons in Hyundai's. But the Puma has really clicked for him. And he's done, what, 6 events this season. 2 of them he retired from. Estonia, maybe you could blame him, but Finland you certainly could until it was mechanical. What was it? I think it was a hybrid. The hybrid light came on. He had issues in Croatia round 3. But then the other 3 rallies he did, he got points, and good ones at that. A 7th place in Portugal, a 4th place in Sardinia, and another 4th place at the Acropolis. And if you compared him to Fourmeau has competed in he competed the first 9 rounds of the season. He was rested for the Acropolis because of damaged shell to his Puma. And of those, he's got 3 points finishes. He's got 2 points in Portugal for 9th place, where Lubell got 7th. He's got 1 point for 13th, I believe it was power stage. Is that Kenya, I think? And then he has the 6 points again for something like 7th place in Estonia. And the thing is, that's not reflective of the actual performance that Fourmeau can have, and we know this. We saw the kind of performance he had. He's on a similar level to teammate Greensmith, who is currently sat 9th in standings, but the points aren't backing it up. He's got a quarter of the point that Greensmith has so far this season. So hopefully he can take the rest of the season, these final 3 rounds, to just find that groove again. Craig Breen has found that to an extent now after a dismal run of 3 rallies where it was like he could win here, and in all 3 he ended up with some kind of issue. But yeah, I don't really know what the answer is right now. I think I would love to see another manufacturer come into the sport, because that would hopefully give someone like Russell a chance, because he's not going to find it unless he leaves PSA or Stellantis as it is now, of course. And Formo and Lubell should both be looking at full-time rides. I think that is true. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around soon. Bye for now.